Let's move on to the East now, starting with the Washington Capitals against the President's Trophy winners, the Florida Panthers. Guys, Florida hasn't won a year since 96. You'd have to think that this is the year. They went for it by picking up guys like Ben Sherratt and Claude Giroux at the trade deadline. You've got the Capitals, the 2018 Stanley Cup champions. This core is getting older. Some questions with the goaltending. Obviously, Alex Ovechkin still scoring goals, but it's, this could be it for this group. So thoughts on this series to kick off the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, first of all, there's talks, we saw Ovi go into the boards pretty hard, and there's talks that he's going to be out, or game time decision, whatever you want to call it. There's no chance he's going to be out for this series. The guy will play if he has an arm still. I'm not worried about a shoulder injury. He'll be pumped up on so many painkillers and just flying out there. But, a long time ago, I put a future on Washington to go very deep and, in fact, go to the Stanley Cup Finals. And if Bet365 didn't rob me of that bet, I think I'd be losing it in the first round. Florida is just so good, and they're so built for a playoff run. I thought they were built for a playoff run before the trade deadline, and then they were the most improved team at the trade deadline. So I think it's just unfathomable to think that they could lose this series. They're built so well. They're tough for a team that scores a ton of goals. They've got great depth. Like, the fact that I'm giving them the edge on defense and they're missing a top 5 defenseman in the league is absurd. And they've figured out some good goaltending for once. And I think, they're both teams that have a goaltending choice to be made. And I think that's maybe the only way Florida loses, is if one of their goalies drops the ball. But I'm going with Florida, and I'll give it to them in his 6 games, because Washington's too pesky and has too many guys who've done it before to go quick.
I totally agree with that case. I've also got Florida in 6, just because I feel the same way about Washington. Like, they're still a good team. They got 100 points in the standings, for Christ's sake. Like, every team in the playoffs, in the East anyways, had over 100 points, which is, I don't know the stat, but the first time it's happened in a while. Like, every team in the East here, like, I wouldn't be shocked if any of these teams went on to win the Cup. Like, I think the East is that good, at least in terms of the regular season, that is. But, Money Puck has Florida at 64%. I think it should be a bit higher because, the forwards, defense, goalies, I think it all favors Florida. Florida won the season series 2-1. I just think that Florida, top to bottom, is a really great team. And not saying that Washington isn't, but I just think Florida is so deep, especially after the deadline, like you said. And yeah, like, again, Case, like, building off what you said, I agree that the only way that Florida loses a couple games is maybe they don't get stellar goaltending from Bob. Because let's face it, like, Bob will be the guy in the playoffs. I don't think it will be Spencer Knight. It'll be Bobrovsky. But, we've seen him falter in the past. And if that happens again, good luck, because in the playoffs, it's tougher to score your way out of problems, as I'm extremely familiar with being a Leafs fan. So I think that's the only way they drop a couple games. But Washington, they're pesky. They're a good team. And, Ovechkin, of course, wants another cup before he ends his incredible career in the next, 15 years, because I feel like he'll be a cyborg still playing. But yeah, he'll want another one for sure. So they're not going to go away easy. But Florida in 6 is my final pick.
I forgot to give my pick before you guys. I'm actually going to take the Panthers in 5 games. I just think the Capitals are going to be so overwhelmed with the Panthers and their ability to put the puck in the back of the net. And you'd have to think, like, it would be a huge, huge failure. This year would be seen as a failure for the Panthers if they lose in the first round somehow to the Capitals. But the Capitals have gone all the way before. And, that could be maybe a sexy upset to pick. But we've all got the Panthers. All right,